Board of Supervisors of Elections for the City of Annapolis. It is Thursday, October 16th, 2025 at 7:02 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order. For roll call, myself, Eileen Leahy, Chair, Debbie Yatsik.
Here.
Here, Leah Mercer.
Yeah.
Teresa Buccalo, Election Assistant.
Here.
All right, Regina Watkins Eldridge, City Clerk.
Here.
All right, great. And Ashley Leonard is unable to attend this evening.
Madam Chair, sorry to interrupt. We
Yes.
have a David Garris.
Garris. Oh, okay.
Is he good to be permitted?
Sure.
Okay.
You there? Hi, David.
Hello.
Wasn't expecting you tonight, but you're welcome. You may not want to stay. We're going to be doing mostly campaign fund reports, so.
Well, since David's on the line, he can give the board an update on our meeting with the post office today.
Well,
Oh,
all
good.
right. Well, okay, we'll slip that in underneath your report then, Regina, since it's not on the agenda. All right, any other comments any comments that were submitted, Regina?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you, Regina, if you would give us a little update and include the postal service info, but if you want to do it with David, that's great. You're muted.
Good
You're
evening.
still muted.
Regina, you're muted.
Okay. I'm going to defer to David as to the report.
Okay.
Sure. So we had a meeting this morning with members of my team and members of the USPS. Romain Jean Dailly from the postmaster from Annapolis, as well as Melita Neely, the state's contact for the USPS. For election mail, was in attendance, as well as various other postal officials. I think overall it was a good meeting. I think we expressed our concerns with the last election. We had a pretty clear and forthright meeting. We discussed the fact that we didn't get any mail from. Sorry, my cat sneezing.
Mhm.
Sorry for that interruption.
It's okay.
We discussed the gap we had in the receiving election mail from the 18th of August to the 8th of September. They have identified, or they pointed their fingers at the facility where the mail is checked in or processed in Baltimore as being kind of the culprit for where the breakdown was. They said they're addressing it, and they're going to schedule a follow-up meeting with us to discuss what we discussed after they meet with their facilities folks. They've also given us more contacts for folks that we can contact if we have issues. They did kind of highlight on a issue that existed with the balance of the postal account. However, I would say Regina and her team did a really good job kind of pushing back against that, because that as a root cause really doesn't make any sense, because we have documents that were postmarked after the funds were put into that account. And we also had mail that we shared with the post office that had first class stamps on it, things like that. So they really should have gotten through.
Whoops, we lost David. There he is.
Sorry about that. Um, so we've identified our problems. I think we expressed them very clearly to the post office. I feel like they were receptive, but we're going to have to keep monitoring and watching them through the upcoming election to make sure that they do what they said they're going to do. So I'll defer back to
I just wanted to say that, yeah, basically when we had the meeting, David, you did an excellent job mediating a portion of the meeting. With the ballots, we did stress that we can't have this happen anymore. We cannot. It's unacceptable. And we did ask them how come mail that is in Annapolis has to go to Baltimore to come back to be delivered in Annapolis. It just doesn't make any sense. And we were wondering how come they don't have a distribution center in Annapolis for Annapolis mail. It goes to Baltimore and basically it's set. If it didn't have to go to Baltimore, that's 4 days less time. 4 days more time that it would take to get back here when it started off in Annapolis. So it just really didn't make sense to me why it had to go there. And I felt personally that we didn't get a good answer as to why it had to go to Baltimore.
Right. I would agree with you and agree with David. I think the upshot was we did get point people that were identified. So we do have contact people at a number of different points to call. It sounds like they've done some research already, but still need to do some more. They've identified some problems in terms of some employees giving out incorrect information, and hopefully that will be corrected. I did also ask about the ballots that we got that had been stamped in Baltimore, but not given a postmark. I believe, I can't remember the one woman's name, but she indicated that she would follow up on that if those ballots were sent to her. So I think, David, you said you would follow up on that.
yeah, we scanned and emailed copies of that. Melita Neely was the
That's right,
was
Miss
the
Neely.
person.
Yeah, so she said she would personally look into that. So hopefully that may help us in terms of finding out what happened and maybe preventing it in the future. The good news is, look what I got today.
Good.
These just went out Tuesday because I saw Don after he dropped them off in Glen Burnie.
Perfect.
So
Great.
now my husband didn't get his, but at least I got mine. And also, David, your group was able to facilitate some people that were going out of town. Oh, Debbie has hers.
Yeah, mine did not get postmarked.
Oh, I didn't even check mine.
Yeah, it had the 2 stamps, but no postmark.
That's like super
Yeah.
common.
Mine's run across the bottom. Yeah.
No,
Well-
mine's nowhere.
So it does sound like they're going to give, push the election through. Oh, I started to say that, David, your office was helpful in getting ballots to people that were going to be going out of town and not back. They were leaving before they would get their ballot and not back in time for the election. So I think there were a few people that those ballots were delivered to City Hall and they were completed and put in drop boxes.
And
I
we're
did it.
still going to push out notices, texts, emails, and voicemails, encouraging everybody really use the drop boxes.
Right.
Don't risk the postal system.
Right. I got that text today.
Yeah, same. You too, Liam?
Yes. Or at least I got the text that said that my ballot was mailed, and then I got home and it was in the mailbox.
Yeah.
All right, great.
And if you kept reading, it said to try to use a ballot box.
Yes, I see that now.
Okay, great. Any questions for David or Regina? Nope, I thought it was a good meeting. All right, great. Regina, anything else to report in terms of preparations from your office?
No, we, like I stated at the last meeting, we do have envelopes there for people who may have issues with closing their envelope or pulling the flap off. We do have additional envelopes in the office, and people who have who are planning on leaving before the deadline for the regular absentee ballots, they can notify us. We will contact the county, and they've been working with us and providing the voter with a ballot. And the runner Dawn is great with bringing them to the office and making sure we are aware of exactly who it is and exactly. And he also told me something today that I didn't realize. If you have a couple, if you call the county office and they send ballots to our office and you're a husband-wife team, you have to have both voters come in to pick up the ballots, or you need a letter from the other spouse to be able to pick up the ballots in our office. So one set of the ballots that was left at our office, we had to send the gentleman home to get a letter, I think, from his wife before we could release the ballot to him. And then when we did release the ballot to him, we took a picture of the ballot envelopes. We took a picture of his ID and a copy of the letter, and we put it in our outgoing bin to go back to the county to be added to the canvas documents.
All right. Sounds like we're keeping everything secure. Great. All right. Well, thank you. Moving on. So approval of minutes for October 9th. I'd like to defer it since we just got them and I haven't had a chance to review them. And I understand there's some questions. So unless there's anybody that objects, we'll just defer them to our next meeting.
It's fine.
Eileen, can you vote on that, please? Make a motion.
All right, can someone make a motion to defer the minutes to the next meeting?
Motion to defer the minutes to the next meeting from the last meeting.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so moved.
Thank you.
All right, on to new business, general election preparation. We've kind of heard a little bit so far. I don't think there's much new that we haven't already discussed. Can you think of anything, Teresa or Regina?
No, I think basically we covered all of the upcoming events.
Okay. I've been in touch with Mitchell. I know that she's putting out a number of pieces that are going to push for the drop boxes. She's put out some things as far as the deadline for applications, also clearing up. There was some stuff on social media that I noticed that said if you got a mail-in ballot for the primary, you would automatically get one for the general, and that's not true unless you check off both. So she and I are both kind of monitoring some of that, and she's getting some things out in that regard. So
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
David, do you know when people check off for an absentee ballot or a mail-in ballot, do they usually do both, or is it one or the other more?
In my experience, they usually get both. When they apply, they'll check off for both elections.
Okay, great.
But we do have people that know they're not going to be here, for the primary, they're traveling and whatnot. So it happens.
Thank you.
Any
I have
other
a question.
questions?
Yeah, I have a question. I think we talked about this a little bit and I have forgotten where we left it. Are we planning to do 2 canvases or 1 canvas?
Well, we're doing 1 canvas. It's just we're starting early.
Okay, so there will be 2
We're going
additional.
to have
I think it's 2 canvases, Eileen.
we're going to have a canvas on Thursday and then a canvas on Wednesday, the 12th.
12. The
Oh,
6th and the 12th.
Okay.
I guess I was thinking it was 1 canvas with 2 dates as opposed to 2 canvases. So
Two
it
canvases.
will be on November 6th and then on November 12th.
Yes,
Correct.
and
Thank
they're
you.
going to start at 10 a.m. So you might want to mark your calendars. Everything that we're going to do where we have to go to the county will start at 10.
Okay, and then also while we're on subject of some meetings, we have October 28th to do the logic and accuracy and the demo, which is open to the public.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Anything else? All right, let's move on to campaign fund reports. Thank you to Kaylin for getting them out. I know that some of them are dribbling in. I have to start with any outstanding reports for number one reporting period, which was due in September. We did most of those at our last meeting. Are there any outline that you all can see? I think we still, well, the outlier ones that we still have is Alderman Gay has not split his reports. So we really haven't reviewed his yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list that you sent out.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
So
Arnett and Gay, right?
Arnett and Gay, and I also kind of created my own list.
Okay, let's go with your list if you want, if you go down, because I do have some updates on some of them.
Did at the last meeting, did we accept the Payon one? I think you had that down, and I might have just
No, we didn't. So for Payon, what we decided to do, because it was marked number 2 report and also final, we decided to go back and ask them which one it was, which I did. So I met with former Alderman Payon's treasurer, Randy Landis. And so it was meant to be the second report. And since then, they have filed a final report, which I think Kaylin sent to us. And they paid the late fees for all 3 late reports.
But are we still talking about the first report, Liam?
right. I think that's what my question was about. But I thought that we did get 2 reports from Payon, and
We
Is-
did.
We had 2
Yeah.
reports at our last meeting.
so the issue was with the second one, right? The
Correct.
first one I think we just had accepted, correct?
Yeah, it
Yes.
says compliant. And I
Right.
think, yeah.
Let me just make sure I get my notes correct here. The other ones, I think we talked about Creek.
Well, do you want to finalize with Payon? So
I'd
you're,
rather go through all the first reports.
okay, all right.
Okay. And then Gay, we know that never got split. Arnett, I guess let's talk about the Arnett. It appears that there's a discrepancy, as he said he reported it, but the city didn't receive it. Is that everyone? Does he know the city didn't receive it and that still needs to be submitted?
I spoke to him and emailed him and received an email that he said he amended his report from August and he delivered it to the city clerk's office in September. Regina says she does not.
Excuse
I'll
me.
let you talk. Yeah.
Alderman Arnett did not submit the report that was due in August. So when he came in our office in September, the report that he submitted, you guys have. And it's checked in the box as his final. And that's all we have. So he did come in September, but he had a report due in August. So he only dropped off 1 report. And it was checked the box final report.
I don't have it in front of me, but my recollection is the one that I looked at was postmarked, was stamped in August.
I don't have it in front of, oh, hold on. Yes, I do. Well, maybe it's late August. It was stamped on the 29th. I have it.
Okay, well, I'm looking up the one that's posted.
Does it say final?
Yes.
So
Regina?
the one that is posted on the website says it was received August 20th.
You sure that's August the 20th? Because the 9, do you sure the 9 is not looking like a 0? Because this one is clearly 29, but if you look at the ink, it could possibly pass as 20.
I'm looking at it pretty closely and it's looking like a 20 to me.
No, I think it's this one.
What do the rest of do the other numbers match up? Can we ask?
It's nothing on the report but zeros.
Well, that's what this says is zeros also.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, I don't think the report is the 20th. This is the 29th report that he said he turned in September. This is late August report.
All right, well, I'll go back and talk to him. He was pretty specific that he said he got it and he amended it and sent in a second one. So I'll touch base with them again.
Yeah. And he did send an email that I shared with Eileen earlier today.
My records show that we got a first one, but we sent it back and asked for it to be resubmitted.
Correct. He says he did.
We only have the one.
So
Right.
I've asked him if he has a copy of what he sent to us. So, because the issue was on his previous one that was done in 2024, he had an outstanding obligation of about $66. So the question we had asked him was that obligation met? So that had to be met before he could just file zeros.
Right.
Did we get, is that on is that on the report that he submitted
No,
this
it's all
fall?
it's all just
Oh,
zeros.
so it's still pending.
Well, it's the same one we saw, so yeah. All right, well, we'll work it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. The other ones, I have the Schendelmeyer, which you have the PAC documentation. I saw the Littman report from this had one of the two, but not both of the PACs.
So I talked with Alderman Schandelmeyer today, or he and I emailed back and forth. He thought that he sent in the documentation that was necessary. And I think what the confusion was is that what he put on his report, IBEW, I don't have it right in front of me, has a different name when you look at the federal, when you go to the FEC
Oh.
database, it has a different name. And so what he submitted is what he got it from. But the name, I think the reason we weren't sure about accepting it is what was on the documentation he gave us did not match what was on his contribution list. So his contribution list said IBEW voluntary fund.
I don't think that I don't believe that was the issue. I believe the issue, I thought the issue that we identified was that it was not a document that showed it in good standing. The first.
It does say 2025. The other one does not. The second one does not. But the IBEW, if you look at the end of his documentation, does say 2025.
Okay.
Now, the other one, which is the steam fitters, Local 602, what he submitted was documentation when it was registered in 2017. And when I go to when I went to the FEC database, what I can pull up is that registration, and also the most recent activity shown is 2017 to 2018. I can't find anything else. And actually, it's interesting because the ID number that goes along with it doesn't even pull up anything. You can get it by putting in steam fitters. It goes under a different name than what he has listed. It goes under steam fitters, but it's like the COPE committee, COPE. So what I did was ask him if he could find out if it's registered under another name now, or if there's some other update. But the only thing we have is what he gave us, which was 2017.
Yeah. Okay. So this is still outstanding, though. I think we all agree this is still outstanding.
Correct. But he is working in good faith to try to get what we're asking for.
Okay. The other one, I think you have identified Buckley. I also have that on mine, as we had requested an amended report and it never came.
Correct. I think we just requested a corrected summary sheet.
Yes. The only other one that I have from the first report was Savage, and we had initially requested an amended report, and then I wasn't sure if we had approved it or had not approved it. Is that in any of our minutes? I think I tried to find it in the minutes and I couldn't find it in the minutes.
I think I saw that we did in our last batch of our minutes.
Okay.
That,
I'll go back and look for that one again. Let me highlight that on my list.
okay,
Okay, let's move on to report 2.
all right.
So so these amended reports that are still out on report 1, are they accumulating fines, or we're just waiting for answers to questions?
They should be accumulating fines if they haven't been filed.
Yeah, I think for instance, Creek has never been late on submitting one. They've just been incorrect each time or have errors. Whereas, for instance, Buckley is now late based on the last time we looked at it.
Right.
So both, to answer your question, Debbie.
Okay. And Teresa's keeping track of all that, or we're supposed to, or
We're keeping track of it.
okay,
Wait.
I'm not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that at a certain point in time we had determined that we were not responsible for we're responsible for, and I'm sorry, my Zoom's not pulled up anymore because I'm looking at other things, so I don't see Regina and Teresa's expressions. But I thought we had determined that we weren't responsible for creating the fines. The fines were automatic from the city. We're only responsible for adjudicating waivers.
That's
Regina,
my understanding. And they're notified that they have to pay late fees when we send the analysis out.
But I would like to know when they're paid. I would like to know who's getting assessed what and when they're paid, because it could go on a long time, right? It could.
Well, there's a max of $500
Total or for each,
for each one.
500 for each one.
Mhm.
is it per reporting deadline or per, like, if you're late on the first one and then you're late on your amended one, if you had to be amended, you can be charged 1,000?
Yes,
Okay, so it's each time it's given back to you, it can be up to $500.
right. And we've let them know because that is new, but it's been at the top of the, when we've sent out the analysis in bold at the very top, it's a reminder about the late fees.
Understood.
So, like, what?
The hope was that people would get their amended reports in a more timely basis. And actually, in some ways, I think it's worked.
So what does Buckley owe as of now?
500.
About 500 probably. So we'll calculate that out because those were due back in September.
Regina, do you have any comments on the late fees being administered in practice? Are you when people have late fees, are you tracking them and notifying them, I guess?
Yes, we are collecting the late fees. We have files on the candidates, so once they go to the cashier's office, because most of them have to come down and get the counter receipt from us, and then they go to the finance and they stamp it paid, and we place it in their file.
Okay, thank
So
you.
we do keep a copy.
Are they reminded at all, or it just keeps going, right? Because you can't keep up with all of it, right?
Yeah, basically the work that you do with your analysis starts the ball rolling, and it's, they know if they have a fine based on the time the analysis comes out, that there's a fine until they turn it in. And when they come to ask us, we have the analysis, so we can tell them exactly how much they owe.
Well, when you see the mayor, you should tell him that the clock, that it's adding up.
Okay, I'll check in with him.
Yeah.
All right, should we run through the second reports and where we stand and what's still outstanding on those?
Sure.
So I'm just comparing our reports. Your first one was Payon, which I think at the last meeting we said we were looking for it to be resubmitted. Yes?
Yeah, so what he did was, they said that the report that was submitted was their second report. And when we looked at it at the last meeting, it was compliant. If it was the second report, it was not compliant if it was the final report.
Okay, so we're gonna talk, that's gonna come up again today then. So
Well,
can-
when we get to the third report, he filed a third report,
Okay,
which
but we
is his final report.
okay. All right, so, all right.
And he paid his late fees of $640.
Your second one, Gay, yes, has not submitted. We asked for an amended report. Finlayson, we had set last time as approved. Where's hers? There it is. Okay, I have that correct. Okay. Happily Yonti, there was the issue with the contribution.
Yeah, I spoke to the treasurer and gave them the scenario that a company can only give up to 1,000, a candidate can give a loan of whatever, but we were confused with the check because it had his name and the company's name. So to be clear, well, so he said it's a personal loan. And I said, well, it's an address of a company. So they are going to, they're flexible with however we want to handle it, but we thought the cleanest thing was to refund the $2,500 loan check that has the company address on it, and the candidate will write a personal check for that
Right.
$2,500 loan.
Right. However, when we get to the when we get to the third reporting period, I think we're going to find that that was not done.
Well, but those were submitted at the same time.
Exactly. It crossed it. And so I think you're recommending that their fourth report show that, because their third report was already in before the.
Well, we'll cover it at the third report,
Yeah.
but so
Maybe we can just defer accepting the third report until the second one is accepted and resolved, and then we can do it.
well, I guess what we need to do is, we're talking about the second report. Do you want him to amend this? Or do you want him to amend the third report? I mean, this is unfortunately one of the things where it keeps carrying over.
Right. And that was his question. Yeah. Is
So,
what should they amend?
right.
I suppose the date of when this switch is happening is in a later reporting period. So I don't know if this is a legal question. We don't have Ashley here today, or
I think we can put this on pause. And then when we get to the third reporting period, note that the error is still there and ask for an amended third report. And then if the third report's amended and corrected, then it should also correct the second one.
understood.
Because it's the same error that's being carried over.
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to just make one amended report cover both of them.
I mean, I think whichever, I mean, it should show up in the report where it was changed, right?
Right. I
Well,
mean,
that would be the fourth one.
well, no, we can have, it should be amended. When we get to the third report and the error is not corrected, then we amend the third report.
Okay.
But if the refund, what I'm saying is if the refund hasn't happened yet.
But it can happen with the amended report.
But the dates would be outside of the reporting period.
Then you just say why they're outside the reporting.
Okay, cool.
I mean, they get a 14-day.
Right, you just say this is, in response, and yeah, I mean, we can do that.
Okay,
As long as we show the error is corrected somewhere. But I don't think there's any point in asking them to amend a second report, which then changes the third report, which just do it once, I think should be fine.
okay.
And anything else that is still, I think we still have,
Yes. Schendelmeyer was approved I think we talked about it last time. It was approved on September 16th. We had approved it. And then I think when we approved it again, this was because of the signatures.
Right.
I think we just need to be more watching if that's something that we care about, we got to be watching it.
Okay, well, they did correct that, so I think they're okay.
You also have toes. I keep forgetting how to say that.
Days.
Caves.
Case. That one was, yeah, I don't,
So Taves, it wasn't signed to his treasurer came in and signed the original. But that hasn't been posted yet. The one that's posted still has the treasurer blank.
okay.
Okay, one today had the signature.
Right, and that's his final report.
Okay. Oh,
Creeks was submitted, and I think last time we said that it needed amendments again.
Correct. So has he put in another one? I mean, I think that's
don't
another
think-
one where it's the same error that keeps getting transferred.
Right, I don't think that we've published I know that since last week, I haven't had a chance to reach out to him and tell him the issue.
Okay,
And there's not been an analysis published between
okay,
this week, right?
all right.
And then there's a couple more on my list. I had Arnett open, but I don't know if we didn't accept or maybe we didn't do anything with it. Maybe we deferred it because we didn't have the prior one.
Right, we were waiting to see if there was the second one, if it showed up, so.
Okay. I have Conti, but that's currently, we have that on our list to look at tonight.
Sorry. We have Conti for an amended second?
Yes, and it's in it hadn't been submitted by our last meeting because she had like 2 more days to the
Oh,
deadline.
okay,
And I
right,
think
and
it's-
Tori's the same way,
Yes.
okay.
On my list, because I was going through our minutes, I have Gallagher that we didn't get one, but we must have. So I think I might have just be missing it on my list.
I have Smith Brown.
As missing?
Smith Brown, was supposed to submit a summary report because the report itself was okay, but the cash balance available was like $500 too much. And so we asked him to submit a summary report.
Yes, I have that as well. I don't think it's.
Yeah, the starting balance was not the same as that on August 9th. So we decided he only needed to submit a summary sheet, but we don't have that. So we'll have to ask for that.
Okay, and then, yeah,
and that was number 2, right? That was the second. These
That
are
was
the
the second.
second. Yeah.
did we get, so the one I think we did get one from Gallagher for the second report. And I think we
Yeah.
approved it.
Yeah, I remember we got one.
Approved it
Yeah.
on 16th of September, maybe.
Yeah, I
This
don't
was
have it
there.
on my list.
It must have been on the 16th of September with the
I
rest.
think I have Maple is still owing us one from the second period.
Yeah, I have a blank for her.
Yes, good point. And I also have Odom and also Johnson.
I have Gay, Smith Brown, and Makel.
There's still a bunch of these second ones. There's 2 more maybe tonight that we can check off. Although one of them I think had an error, but we can talk about that. All right, so I think we're on to what we have tonight, which is everything that's in the folder.
Okay, so let me just, if I can recap. So we are still waiting on second reports on Gay, Makel, Odom,
Mhm.
and Alsep Johnson.
Yes, and we deferred the Arnett. We have the Conti to look at tonight. We have the creek, which last time we said would need another resubmitment, so it's open still. And then I think we've addressed the Payon and Paplionti and
Okay.
Taves.
Okay.
I think we asked for that to be resubmitted. I don't think we have that.
And the Elsip Johnson, remember that's the one where she combined
Right.
two
You
reports?
submitted it and didn't split it.
Yeah,
I think that one also had the cash box that did not get resolved.
right.
Right.
So these are all accumulating daily fines.
Yeah.
They're gonna all be at like 500.
Well, you've given, they now have the ability to take it out of their campaign funds. Thank you to Alderman Arnett.
All right.
I don't mind that. I just
Well,
don't
keep
like
wondering
anybody
if
being
if it
fined.
came out of my pocket, it would hurt a lot faster.
I know, but I was trying to, I mean, I was part of wanting that because I don't want these volunteers. I mean, I know once they're elected, they're paid, but you know, the treasurers are volunteer and committees are volunteer, and I just didn't want them to be,
Well,
you know, punished.
it's not a punishment, it's responsibility and accountability. So
No,
we could get into, is it working or not? But let's just move on.
another time. Yep.
All right, to the third report.
Yes, well,
Mister, if
do you
you
want
want-
to do the two amended reports that are in the folder that we didn't get to address last meeting first? Which are, I believe we have ones for Tory and Conti,
Correct.
unless there's other ones that I'm missing.
Yeah, you want to start with Tory?
Sure. Wait, sorry, which one?
Tory.
Whichever one, Tory or Conti.
Okay, yes. And would you like me to share my screen?
Sure.
Or- Got a bunch of extra things that you need. Close them. Actually, I'll just pull this out as its own tab. Okay. This is Tory's. I had one concern with this. I don't know if anyone else did. The math was correct. However, it was missing all of the codes.
And I put addresses too, but that must be something else.
Nope, I had that as well. It's missing the addresses on the page.
Oh, right there. Yeah. Now, one point about the codes, and Regina, this is for IT. I am hearing that, you know, we tried to make this work online, but when you go in, depending, maybe it's a browser issue, but when you go in that column to select a code, it doesn't stick. It doesn't stay. So we have seen some reports have it handwritten in, and that's where a candidate can't do it online. They have to like rescan it and go to a different browser and or print it out and handwrite the code in. So if IT could look at that code selection,
Well, are they using the new one or are they using the old one?
this is the new one.
Because I've used it a couple of times and haven't had an issue.
Well, it's not on the old one.
Correct, but I want to make sure if you're seeing them filled
Right.
in.
No, because I've seen how sometimes there's a handwritten code on top of the select one. And I'm like, well, why didn't they just push it and choose, a code?
Do you have a specific person we should look
Well,
at?
George Gallagher specifically, but I've seen it on the reports where
Right.
it hasn't, they
Okay,
can't get it to work online.
Okay, I can follow up and
Okay.
I have a specific one for them to
Right.
look at.
And while we're on that, Eileen, is the second one was the totals. We've seen at the bottom how people have to write in the totals
Right.
because the program is not letting the adding occur. It
Right,
just says
because-
it just says zero.
Because
Just on other, yeah.
if you use, you can't, they were not able to put, it was, For whatever reason, you could not put in Excel spreadsheets along with the PDF. That's why we allow people to add their own Excel spreadsheets. And if they do their own Excel spreadsheets, then they can do that summary.
But they can't do a summary on our forms.
They can use the forms and they can put in all of the information, but they'll have to total it themselves,
Okay.
which is what they've had to do in the past. You know, they can also say see attached and put the number that they get from their Excel spreadsheets, but most of them are starting to use Excel spreadsheets
Yeah.
unless it's just a few entries.
Well, George was saying how online he can get the numbers in, and so you think it's okay. But then when you print it out, if you don't check or if you don't like recheck before you print, it reverts to a 0 at the bottom.
He should be downloading his form
Yeah,
and then printing it.
right. But he says it changes if you don't notice it.
All right,
It
I'll
reverts
look at
to
it.
yeah, it reverts to 0,
All right, well,
even though you thought you had the number in there.
I think we can test
we
some
can
things
move
up.
on.
Keep
Yeah.
moving.
All right, so Tori's missing codes and addresses. I also had, if I'm looking at it correctly, she still had on the bottom of Schedule 4,
Mm-hmm.
I think the number was still there.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, and that just needs to come off.
And I had a note here about on schedule, the transfer to her. Was it on? There's a transfer to her, right?
She's making loans. These are loans.
So on schedule 2, she's putting the loans. And so her next report, those loans will be on schedule 4.
Correct.
So this is the first time the loans are there.
Correct.
Okay, so is it a transfer or it's a loan? Okay. I was
Right.
thinking I was wondering if it was a transfer, but I guess it's a loan.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything else for Tori?
Nope. I think we've identified the things. Not from me, at least.
All right, how about Conti?
She put the addresses in.
I'm not sure. I didn't look back at the analysis for this one to see what was wrong, but I didn't have any issues when I was going through it.
So I saw that the summary sheet was okay. She added the methods of payment, the aggregates, and the codes. The only thing I found was that the attachments did not have the transaction. They didn't have the schedule on all of them. Let's see. Like it didn't say, it says schedule 1 there, but well, there she has it. Is it on the next one too?
I think there's only one.
Mine got cut off.
Our notes on that said schedule 1 was missing a method of payment. Aggregates were needed, and schedule 3 needed some addresses and types of payment. I think those were added.
Right. Okay. I thought that the transaction period wasn't up at the top, but it is there. Okay. So it's okay.
If it has, does schedule 1 have the payment methods?
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So can we put this in, or actually, because it's the second campaign finance report, do we want to move this one and then we can do all the third ones together?
Yeah, we'll just do all the third ones together.
Okay, so I'll move to accept the amended second campaign finance report from Conti.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, if we're gonna do it this way, then we have to go back and do the other ones.
Well, this is just number 2.
Right, but did we not approve some of the others?
No.
Okay. All right, yeah, because they still had errors.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That was the only one that we didn't do last week. I guess, do we want to do the Payone second one if they did say
Yeah.
that it's not their final?
Yeah, I think we need to do that.
Okay.
Right. I move that we accept the second campaign finance report from Fred Payone.
Second.
Okay, second,
Yep.
all
Second.
in favor?
Aye.
All right, so moved. All right. All right, now to number 3.
Now to number 3.
Any particular order you guys want to go in? We can go by mayor through alderman, or
Can we do alphabetical? Is that out of
that's how your list is, Liam, I'm fine with that.
Or we can do them in order of, yeah, let's do them in alphabetical. I have a list on the side that I'm keeping
All
track.
right,
The first one I have is Alsip Johnson, which
okay.
we have a report for.
No,
Oh,
I didn't see one.
The second one that I have is the Annapolis Democratic Central Committee.
Well, so back to Alsop Johnson. So she's been notified, or they don't get notified. They're just late.
she's just late. All the
Okay.
others, I mean,
I know. I just feel bad, but it's gonna be a lot of money.
Debbie, everybody else got theirs in, so, all
Okay.
right. I'm sure, well, whatever.
That's all
All
right.
right, so Annapolis Democratic Central Committee, that looked fine to me.
I had no issues
Same.
with this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't we approve these all together, okay?
Yeah.
Next one,
This would be the Republican Central Committee. Give me 1 second to pull it up. Sorry.
I noted they were missing Schedule 5 because there's nothing on it. They don't need it, but I don't know if I just missed it.
I noticed that their total on their Schedule 3 was incorrect, which
Hmm.
made their summary sheet incorrect.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Sorry, I was fiddling around with my other. Okay. Yeah, I had one thing. I think it was one of the two things that you guys just said. The math was wrong on the summary sheet. That's what I had.
Right.
Yeah. And what did you say, Debbie?
Schedule 5, is there a Schedule 5?
Oh, the in-kind donations.
Yeah.
Yes, there is not a Schedule 5 that's copied here.
Okay.
That's scanned here.
So I'll ask them to submit a corrected summary sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just have them do the corrected summary sheet, or do you want the whole report, or just the summary sheet and a missing Schedule 5?
I'm fine with just the summary sheet and the missing Schedule 5.
Okay. Are you okay with that, Liam?
Yeah, I mean, it seems easier to do it all, or just as easy to do it all, but I don't care.
All
Sure.
right. You can give him the option. All right, next one.
Arnett, which I believe is missing.
Right, I think what we're gonna find is technically he's filed a final. We just have to figure out which one's his final, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
We really have to include him on number 3.
That's a good call. Did we have one for Bramson?
I did not see one.
No, I didn't see one.
Okay. Buckley, which is in here. And I believe that we've accepted, yeah, we have accepted the second one. So yes, so Buckley.
Anything on that?
No, I had no concerns with this one. unless I didn't check the starting cash balance of any of these. Did anyone else check?
I thought you would do that, Liam.
I did everything but that. I did all the
And-
math.
This is the one that I didn't do.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at it, but so we're still waiting on Buckley's,
The first one
right?
needed an amendment. However, it was a whatever it was, I can't remember exactly, but it was just it wasn't something that was going to impact the actual
Okay,
numbers.
Right.
yeah.
We decided to go ahead and proceed with the other
Right.
ones.
So when a candidate or or even a person just who submits reports, if they have a self loan, that can just go on as long as they want it to, right?
Until
Well,
they close it out, right?
Right. Well, technically, there is something in code which we haven't used in the past, but when we have Ashley, I'd like to talk to her about how to handle this. There is a section of code, I don't have it at my fingertips, that says that an outstanding loan, if it's not repaid within 6 months, it is to be considered a contribution. And we've not enforced that, but it is in code, so that needs to be considered. It doesn't say when, 6 months from what date. I would assume it probably means the very last report, which will be in December. But that's something we'll need to discuss.
I checked the starting balance, it is correct. So, and if unless anyone has any issues otherwise with Buckley, I think we can.
Yep.
I'm good.
Okay. The next one I have is Conti.
I show,
I have the cash balances.
number 5, yeah, summary sheet, line 5.
Yes, I also have that. The math did not align.
Something like that, yeah.
The cash balance should be 503.85.
Yeah. The other thing that I had was, is this I believe it should be the transaction period from September 8th, right? The rest of them September 8th.
9/8, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So the start date of the transaction period is incorrect.
Well, that's her amended one you just pulled up.
Exactly. I was just checking to make sure that one went to September.
Oh, okay.
So the start date should be September 8th. And then, yes, there's a math issue on the summary sheet.
Okay. This is also the one, if you scroll down, I think this is the one that doesn't have the transaction periods at the top of the schedules or spreadsheets.
Right, the titles, yeah.
So she did it in the last report, but so just a reminder to put them on.
Sure thing. Makes sense. Okay. Moving on to Kunha. I had no concerns with this one. I don't know if anyone else did.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Excellent. All right, the next one I have is Cusimano. Which is
Okay, was it day late and they paid the fee?
it was. Okay.
This is another loan, a bunch of loan situations.
I think, let me see. This one. I didn't have any issues, but I'm actually looking at it now, and it is also the wrong campaign start date or campaign reporting period date, right?
Yeah, I noticed that some of them are a day or two different at each end. Some of them are putting 10/6 instead of 10/5 at the end. So it is a little,
I think it gets confusing because the
does.
end date is usually 2 days before the due date.
yeah,
So,
I'm not
So-
going to sweat that.
yeah.
Okay, so are we generally sweating campaign reporting period error dates, or are we not?
I think if they have to do a summary sheet already for something else, I would request a summary sheet, but I don't think we have to ask a summary sheet. An amended report for just changing a date from a 9 to a 5 or something like that.
If it's close, as long as we,
I mean, I'd rather it be like consistent, but
yeah.
I hear you. It feels minor. Well, if you both agree, then you're gonna outvote me anyway.
Yeah. Well, there's just a little play there with the beginning and the end of a day or two just from being a treasurer. They should get it right because we also have to make sure that the expenses and the reimbursements or the, contributions fall within that period. But I would just, maybe we just need to,
I could send out a reminder
yeah.
Okay.
and just say, please note.
All right. Well, sounds like we're gonna accept it then.
Do you want it to be a vote, Liam? I mean,
No,
okay,
we're gonna do them all together.
all
If
right.
you both feel that way about them and we're consistent,
I mean, I'd be happy if that was the only thing on a lot of these reports.
Same.
all right.
I hear you, Eileen.
Everything else is okay on his.
All right. The next one I have is die.
Hmm.
Uh,
I thought his was okay.
may have had one thing.
Yeah, he had one thing.
Oh, it's missing an address.
Yes.
Oh,
Also, there was what's the address? This address on schedule 3. And then I said also there was an in-kind this
That
in-kind
one, yeah.
that's right, yeah.
I did talk to him today and he did give it to me, but he'll, it's something he needs to amend.
All right, so missing an address on Schedule 3 and Schedule 5.
Yeah, name and address. I can't do it, right? He needs to do it.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Going back,
That's it.
I have a notation here that I did see a report from Bramson.
What?
I have it empty.
I reviewed the reports in Kaylin's office. So
Oh,
I'm wondering
no.
if there was one and we just didn't get a copy of it.
So I even went to all her emails because not everything was on this list and it's
Right.
not on there either. She
Right.
sent out 5 more today around noon, but it wasn't there.
I'll check with Kaylin because I have it on that I looked at it
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure it was fine because it was all zeros.
Is it a final?
I don't recall that.
Okay, I see what she sent out today. Yeah, it looks like all of these, except for maybe, yeah, looks like most of these I saw in the file. But there may be 2 of them that we can come back to. Okay,
Check with her tomorrow.
okay. So we're gonna request an amendment from Di. Okay, next one I have is Finlayson. I will pull it up and do sharing the screen.
I have no notes on that one.
I guess if none of us have notes, we can. Do I have notes on this?
I had that it was okay.
Mhm.
Yes, I also have that it was okay. Yep. Okay. So that's great. The next one I have is Gallagher.
This is the one that did not have the drop down, the codes, which is why I asked because I know he knows how to do these, and I've done them with him, and he's very particular and knows how to, make it work, and would not do it. And he said it didn't. This is where the browser. He's just not sure if it's him or if it's the form. But I asked why the codes weren't in there.
Okay, so we'll ask him to put them in.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I noted on mine as well. The codes were missing.
Right. And he also said, which happened when I was doing reports, is the address block doesn't always let you put in a 2 or 3 line address. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. So Eileen, if IT could make sure the spacing is set up for at least a 2-line, if not 3-line address.
It should, all right, it should be a wraparound, but okay.
It's just inconsistent. It happened when I was doing them too.
The next one I have is Gunsberger.
I'm good on that one.
Me too.
3. Awesome.
We're on a roll.
The next one I have is Huntley.
I'm okay.
This one I
Had something.
believe there was a math error on the summary page. Did anyone else pick that up?
I saw that too.
Mm.
It
I think
should
all
be,
the sheets were all correct, but it wasn't adding.
right, it should be 17,948.
Oh,
Yeah.
did it in my head. Okay.
Exactly. So it's $3 off. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll put a resubmit on that. Next one is Creek. that was- This one is going to have the same issues as previously, where the loan is reported twice when we really only want it reported in one place. Also, the total cash available, it should be right, just because I think the loan just should not be reported here. So, oh, actually, I should say 710, not 610.
Well, yeah, I just made note that the summary page wasn't right.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair way to put it, I would say.
I have
And
found in these cases, it's helpful just to do an in-person if possible.
yeah,
Just get all of them, just
a Zoom with him.
take them all and then just, if this one's wrong, then do an amended number 3 report so that his number 4 report will be correct.
Yep.
So
Resubmit on this one.
But
as well.
we're waiting on amended reports from 1 and 2,
he's
right?
submitting them, he's just making the same error.
Oh,
Well, the 1 and 2 got slightly better. There
Right?
were fewer errors. They still weren't good enough. So, and then the errors that were still on 1 and 2 carried on here. So I will reach back out to him to try to get this sorted.
Yeah, if we could get it so that everything comes up clean with the number 3 amended, then he'll have a better number 4 amended.
100%, or
Okay.
the fourth one.
yeah, it won't be amended, hopefully. Number 4 should be right.
Well, he's getting them in on time. He's not
Yeah.
late.
Yep. All right, next one I have is Littman. This one I had no issues with this one.
Well, what I noticed here was the signatures were on October 7th, but it was submitted on October 6th.
Is that a 6 or an 8?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was a 6.
Hard to tell.
Some of them are hard to see. Some
No,
of the
it's like a
stamps.
6.
It's a 6.
Somebody got the date wrong.
Either it was stamped wrong or it was.
Or the stamp's wrong, yeah. I mean, you can't really. I mean, you can't really amend that because then your new signature is going to be even later, so.
Mhm.
Do you want to accept it?
I would be of the mind to accept it. It came in time. We know it came
Yeah.
in.
And there's not a late fee because, yeah, that date is the 7th. It just says in, what is it? Doesn't match
Consistent.
up. Yeah. I'm okay with it though.
Okay.
Like the old nursing joke where they go in and find the patient dead in the morning, but his blood pressure's been recorded every hour.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one I have on my list is Maple, but I do not believe we have a report from Maple. Unless either of you saw one.
I
No,
did not see one.
not the second or the Second Amendment or the third.
The next one I have is McDermott.
I'm okay.
I had a
Um,
question for the two of you about this one. Um, the in-kind donation here, if I get to it. Wrote, does the in-kind contribution need to be specified? What did I mean by that? Oh, yes, I remember. Okay, yes. So this has, whoops, sorry. There we go. This has John and Jordan Richards. And I am wondering if it needs to either come from John or Jordan, or needs to have them separated if it's $75 for each or something. Because if hypothetically, I know this is splitting hairs, but hypothetically, if you get to over the amount, the aggregate amount that can be received, because that applies to in-kind contributions as well, right?
well, I mean, it's not a big aggregate. It doesn't hurt for us to ask her to just say who wrote the check and then
It wasn't a check, it was
we'd have to go through and see if they've contributed elsewhere.
It's in kind.
Right. It doesn't say any other aggregate, so it doesn't say like, you just have to check if they had given, say, $900 in cash and in their contributions, which could be in past ones also.
I guess this is another instance, Stephen and Judy. And the aggregate amount is below, but hypothetically in the future, if there was another donation, I don't think that you can donate together, right? You'd have to
Right.
donate your name or the
So I think it's worth asking them to just correct that.
I think I would agree.
Okay.
And this is something to put on our notes for training or for in the guide that list people only one. Don't list two people for doing something. Just choose one of them.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we got that one.
Okay, next one I have on my list is Odom.
This one I have a note about just reimbursing. She was reimbursing postage to herself, and I think we discussed this on another one or on an amended one. And I think Eileen, you say you just need the receipt or you need to know that it went through the treasurer, because if a candidate may be at the post office or at the store. A candidate could initially purchase something that the campaign will pick up, when you file a report. So is this where they just should enclose a receipt? Or is it just enough to put it on the report that you spent for postage and you're having the, to the USPS and you're having the campaign reimburse you?
Well, I think most of our candidates have reimbursed themselves for things, so I don't see this as any different.
Right. No, I'm just, so on Schedule 3, they put it down as an expenditure.
Okay,
Um,
and they got reimbursed for it.
right, they put it down as themselves as the payee, but then in the description, they put where they spent the money at, like what store.
Okay, but
Yeah, Debbie, I think to your question about the receipt, it's at our discretion to ask for any receipts. However, we have not been asking for receipts in situations like these, and this isn't the
Right.
first.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just wondering if they have to say, and because it's not just this one, it's a couple candidates have done this, and I was just wondering how specific it needs to be if they're giving themselves money for something legit. But does it have to say like where you spent the money?
well, she said she spent it for postage.
Right.
I'm not sure I see what you want us to.
Right. Well, others might say food, or others might
But
say,
we've had this discussion before, Debbie, so,
Okay.
If you want to push this point, we got to go back and do everybody, because, I mean, I think this is a reasonable expense for postage,
oh
15.
yeah, no, I'm not talking about this candidate or this expense. I'm just gone general as to how specific it needs to be. That's all. I'm fine.
Anything else on this one, or does it look okay?
Nothing for me.
All right, I thought it was
That's it, yeah.
fine.
Next one I have is O'Neill.
Mhm.
This one, let me look at my notes. I did not have any notes for this one.
I had one that we just need to check, because there's a donation from Friends of DeWan Gay. So I just made a note that when we get Alderman Gay's report, that it shows up as a transfer on his.
Yes,
It came from his campaign.
yes. I also
Reported fine.
she did not check the filing type. However,
Oh, that's what I have. Yep. That's my only note.
I feel like it's clear that it's initial, and it's not something that made me want to request the second amended report.
Okay, all right,
If everyone's comfortable with
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one I have is O'Shea.
I'm okay.
I think I'm also okay with it. And if you are also, I don't have to open it up.
I have that he listed first-time loans on the outstanding obligations.
Oh,
Loans from Schedule 2 are 0.
Right, so I looked back and he didn't have any loans on his last one, so these were first-time loans.
Hmm.
And they need to have, because these were from people, and he says he has the agreement, but I didn't see any agreements attached.
No, it's his loan.
yeah, they're
Oh,
from,
see, I can't read it.
They're from him.
So it's a self-loan, okay.
Right.
I mean, do we want him to resubmit it on the loans?
I believe we do. Yes.
Okay,
I didn't realize. I
Are they first time then? Okay.
yeah, because I looked back.
Okay.
So resubmit schedule 2 loans,
Right.
and then
four.
a
4.
blank schedule
Mhm.
4.
And then I think actually the summary then.
Right, then the summary needs to be redone.
Yes, the summary should be redone. Yeah. So yeah, then the summary is redone. Okay.
Okay, all right, got that.
The next one I have listed is Payone.
Did I have something else on that?
Oh, sorry.
Let me just double check.
Sure.
My chicken scratch here. Yeah, that's all I had.
So the Payone one, I think, is not in this folder, but was emailed today. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, let me swap to that tab. Hold on. Yep. Okay, so I have not looked at this yet, but it appears that it's zeros. It appears that it's a final report. Did you have any concerns about it, Eileen?
I didn't.
I'm good.
Okay. I will. Okay, I see this at the bottom. Okay.
So that is closed out. That is at least 12 years in the making.
Yay.
He hasn't run for office since 2013.
Congratulations on that, Eileen.
Yes. I spent hours on it too, and it just had one thing after another. It just
Yeah. All right,
made
next
my head
one.
spin.
Oh, Fred Taylor was here. I just missed it. Maybe it showed up today and I was going through them last night, so I didn't see it. All right, the next one I have is Paplione, which is
Okay, and this is the one where it hasn't been corrected.
Because he didn't know. Yeah.
Well, this is the third time we've reviewed one that has it, so he has been told.
no, but this I think we were saying was this was submitted at the same time. At the same time.
All right, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just getting.
The second time. It's the second issue.
Right, so he's showing it, he's just moved it to Schedule 4 and is calling it a loan and using his name, but it's the same. Unless we have it wrong, it's the same one, because I also don't see, if this was a new check that he cut for a loan, then he needs to show that he has reimbursed the Academy Realty one.
Right. And he's willing to do that. And he just wondered which report should be amended.
Well, I'm just looking at this report, so I'm just pointing out that the Academy Realty is not reimbursed.
Right.
So I would say he needs to amend this number 3.
Yes.
And then the number 4 should be correct.
Okay.
So wait, before we go on, then are we going back and accepting number 2 today, or are we waiting to accept number 2 until we see the amended report 3? The error will still be on number 2.
I think this is another one similar to Mr. Creek and others where the same error keeps running through. So if we can get it all corrected with this amended number 3, then I think we can go back and note that note that an error existed. I don't know how we can't really approve that the report is okay, but the error has been corrected. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess I would argue that it should all be done just because the transactions of the refunding are all going to happen. Okay, you guys corrected me on this before, because if it's corrected on the first one or on the second report, then this one is correct, right? Because this will be a self loan.
If it's a different check.
Right. Yeah, he needs to refund the original check and rewrite a personal check.
Correct.
And they're good with that. It's just what it came up on the second report, which would require the second report to be amended, but the third report came in before, we
Well,
corrected the second report.
if he didn't know, why was it moved to the loans?
He knew enough to change it to make it personal, but not that. Then we had a question with, well, okay, it's personal, but the address is a business address, not a personal address. So we had another question.
Well, I guess that I'm just thinking through, Liam, to answer your question. If we ask them to amend the second one, the dates are still going to be October.
Yes, I think they should both be amended.
All
I
right.
think we were asking for, I mean, I think it should be, the correction should go back to the first one, and the dates will be later, but the correction should go back on the first one, and then this one should be amended to reflect that as well.
Okay. All right.
So the second and the third.
Yeah, because I think we accepted the first one. Oh, yeah, that one was
Right.
basically blank.
Okay. And then we'll do the same with Mr. Creek.
Yes.
Okay. All right. As long as we're consistent.
Okay, next one I have is Pindell Charles. I don't believe that I had any issues with this one. Double check that.
I'm okay.
I had
I'm
no
okay with it.
Okay. We're moving through it. That's good. The next one is Savage.
I'm okay with that.
This one I just wrote the start,
Okay.
and I think we decided the start dates are okay if they're wrong. So as long as we're consistent, that's the only note I have. So
Right.
all right, the next one I have is Schendelmeyer. I didn't have any comments on that one. Yeah.
Oh, I just had the code. So some candidates are using O like for everything or a lot of things. And O is for other and a description is needed. But if you look at his codes, um it's a lot of O's, and it's too bad that they have to itemize all these credit card processing fees. Seems like there should be an easier way to do that. But just when we do our training or our bullets, I don't know, maybe we need to be more specific for some of these things. When to use a O, when to use a,
Well, it says if you have an O, but he explains the O's.
yeah, I mean, I like that. But then
So-
we don't need all these codes. And they're using different candidates are using different codes. So that's on us, I guess, that we need to be.
Well, they should be using the same. The code should be the same. Sometimes they interpret them differently.
Yeah.
But to me, the codes, all the O's have an explanation. So it's not that he's just putting O's and not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could add a code for processing if we wanted to, but.
I'm going to put that in the approved category if everyone's comfortable with that.
I have something, a note here saying loans and transfer headings
Oh, okay.
and no totals at the end of the page.
Right.
So I'm sorry, I don't have I'm such an old fogey. I need the paper in front of me.
Well, this is
Right.
the old
There's
thing.
no total at the bottom.
Right. I have a notation, something about transfers, that his transfers,
Okay, it's here. Loans and transfers, I believe here.
Mm-hmm.
right, he's kind of still, he's using the new form, but using some of the old form. So he has the transfers listed under loans when technically now it should.
He's fully using the old form. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
all right, then that's fine. It's fine.
I look forward to the time when we aren't accepting any old forms, but
Right.
we have to date. So,
Okay.
all right, the next one I have is Smith Brown. That is,
So his total is still wrong because it wasn't corrected before.
No dates. Oh, yeah. And On his unused forms, there's no period on them. So if it gets unattached, if it's stapled
Right.
together,
Ah,
there's no name or date.
So I think the rest of it, number-wise, is okay, but again, he carried over the incorrect amount.
Hmm.
And I take that back. Yeah, because see what my other,
So number 2 needed to be amended with the summary sheet, but that is still outstanding, which means this one
Right.
came in.
right, he still needs to
Mhm.
fix it.
ready? Next one is Thorpe. I didn't have any issues with this one. Did either of you?
No, Thorpe was fine.
Yeah, that was a good one, I think. Easiest one.
The next one I have on my list is Tays, but is this one that maybe came in today? Because I don't
I
see it.
think so, and this is his final.
Okay, let me stop my show again.
I show that as still open. I'm not sure I saw that.
I think she just sent it today.
Hmm,
So he had the signature put on the other one
right?
and then paid a late fee of $120
I saw that.
and then submitted a final.
Okay, did not see that.
Gave his money to the central committee and the city and a prior donation to a campaign.
Okay. Okay, so I think what we got here was not the final one. This was the signature one.
Yeah, I saw that one.
This is 9 to
I think he meant it to be the,
also to 9/9 is not the right day.
oh, this is the one where the treasurer hadn't signed it because it's dated 10/6.
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
was late.
All right, so this is, and we're cool, we're good with this one. Are there any other
Yeah.
issues? with this one?
Yeah, this is his amended number 2.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back and make sure I make note of that. Because that was missing. All right, so today we're taking that. So can
Well,
we,
it's really, this one really isn't amended. It's that it was the initial one, but it was missing a signature, so it's been signed.
Correct.
right, okay, so I'm gonna mark that. Can we move to accept this so we don't forget it later when we're doing the other ones?
I move to accept the report of Taves for the second period.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Okay.
excellent. So I did not see a number 3.
Nor did I. You must have
Um,
seen it in the office.
I did.
Then I will put defer.
Well, then we'll just wait.
Bramson and Taves, we need to, I think you're probably right if you said you remember it, that there were some we didn't get that you saw. Eileen.
Yeah, no, I saw Taves.
Okay, next one I have on my list is Tory. This one I did have an issue with, I think. Maybe I didn't. Let's see. Oh yes, the cash balance. The cash balance got dropped off of here and was 0. Starting balance was 0. Sorry, the starting balance was 0, and then yeah. So if the balance in the account was 350, it needed to be on line 1 as well on the summary sheet, right? Oh, I'm not sharing my screen anymore.
Yeah, can you, I didn't,
Sorry. All right, coming up. Okay. So the cash balance here,
Yeah, that should be 350.
yeah, should be at least, I assume it should be 350. I didn't check the previous report for, well, I guess we just did that today. So I think it should be. Yes, it looks like it should be 350.
So you're saying the starting balance should be 350?
Yes.
Yeah, the starting balance was 0. It just is like it was left out. The ending balance is 350, and there's nothing that happened, but it just doesn't have a number in the starting balance.
So you're saying, okay, so the cash balance at the top should be 350.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a resubmit the
So
summary
that's
sheet.
another summary sheet.
Mm-hmm. And she had no dates on her forms.
All right, well, I'll drum that in again. Last time I think we did that, I think it was helpful. Teresa sent it out as a
Checklist.
additional email to everybody with some of those. So we
The
can,
last one I have is Vincent. Oops. This one was the start date, I think was wrong, but we've been ignoring that. And then also it was checked as amended, which this is not amended.
Mm-mm.
no.
So I don't know if you guys care about that.
Yeah, I put
amended-
them here. Yeah, not amended as well. And maybe we just need better training or something on what,
I'm
know, what-
inclined,
I kind of think that the amended being checked is an issue because if somebody comes and looks at this and they say it's
Yeah.
checked amended,
yeah, I'm inclined to have him resubmit.
but
the
but
summary.
now they're gonna come and it's gonna be the same exact report because it will be amended. You know what I mean?
Well, but what we could do is ask him to just submit the summary sheet, just noting that as an error and putting in initial.
Okay. Do you want a
If
new
you're
one
okay with
submitted, or
that.
do you want him to come in and initial and write on top of this one?
I think that's an easier way if he's amenable to it. Otherwise, he'd have to do a whole other report.
Okay.
So it's correcting the error.
yeah, I like it when they can correct it on the original and we see the correction and the initial because then it's clear. If you get a whole new report that's different, you have to look back to see what it was they were supposed to have changed and
Mhm.
did they?
Right. All right, well, I can ask him to come in and do that.
Yeah. I think
There was a question, we did have an inquiry on this campaign asking about, I guess someone had looked at previous reports and noted that there had been no stipulation about when signage, that there was signage out, but there was no expense or disbursement shown for signage. And I did speak to Mr. Vincent, and he at the time was under the impression that he would wait until he paid it and then put it on the report. And I believe he's done that now. So,
And so it should have shown up as an outstanding on a prior report. It should have shown up on the outstanding
right,
this schedule.
right. So they held it till it got paid. So now it's up to date. He just didn't understand how to have done it earlier, so.
Okay.
But I did want to just follow up that it was an inquiry about that.
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Okay, those are all the ones that I have. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Does anyone else think I'm missing any campaigns?
So I have for the number 3 report that we're approving the Annapolis Democratic Central Committee.
Oh,
Buckley.
wait, sorry, I apologize. I believe I skipped Gay. But we
Yeah.
We
didn't,
don't have
We didn't
one.
have one.
yes, I just noted I don't, I didn't say it.
Okay. All right, you're fired.
Yeah.
So we're okay in the Annapolis Democratic Central Committee, Buckley, Kunha, Cusimano, Finlayson, Dunsberger, Littman, Odom, O'Neill, Paone, Shandelmeyer, Savage, and Pindell Charles, and Thorpe. Did I get them all?
Yes, confirm. Teresa, did you get them all?
I believe I did, yes. Mhm.
If we can do a motion to accept those.
So I'm gonna move to accept the third campaign fund reports from the candidates noted by Eileen.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Going back, I think the only other one that we've really okayed was Shandelmeyer's second. We okayed Shandelmeyer's amended number 2 report and Conti's number 2 report. Is that correct?
I think Shandelmeyer was already done. We accepted Taze and Payon and Conti.
So we want to have a motion to accept those.
I think I did earlier.
Oh, okay, so
Right.
we're done. Okay.
Yeah.
We have all three of those already being accepted
Yeah, okay.
Are these all posted? Are the number 3s posted on the website?
Not yet.
I was asked, when do they get posted?
I mean, Regina and Teresa can answer it, but I think it's after we look at them.
Yes, Eileen, I can confirm it'll be after your meeting and that they're confirmed.
Someone said it used to be after, like the day after they were due, because they can be posted before we look at them.
No,
We haven't looked at some of them for at least a week later.
we don't share them with anyone, not the press or the public, until the board sees them.
Okay, so it's dependent on us when they get posted.
That is correct. So we can start posting them tomorrow.
Sorry, Teresa, I didn't hear you 100% confirm, but you might have. I don't know. Someone else was talking. Did you catch that we accepted the second reports from Taze, Payon, and Conti?
Yes, I believe you did. Yep.
Awesome.
Can we make sure there's a couple of reports that had their checks that were for their late fees that were attached, and I just want to make sure people's private information of their bank accounts does not show up on the website.
So you're asking us to redact the banking account
Redacted.
numbers
I
if
think
they're on there?
Taves, yeah, I'm pretty sure Taves was one, and probably Payon's.
Yeah. Cusimano too. Oh no, his was cash. I'm sorry.
Okay. We can ask Kaylin to, before she actually posts them, to review them for bank account numbers, and we can.
Okay, that'd be great. And then if we can just find Branson's, because I have a notation that I read it, that I saw it and it was okay, but if she can find it and send it out. I think
So you
that's
need her
okay.
to find Branson and redact banking account information.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll work on getting this updated this weekend so we can get it out on Monday.
And Branson and Taze, third report. I think we got the second one. The third one, I haven't seen, but I think
No, I haven't.
Well,
So if Kaylin can look for those. to put up.
Okay.
So if we, I guess, well, I mean, we have to meet to do those now.
All right, well, are we finished with this agenda item?
I believe so.
We can go to general discussion. So Debbie, were you thinking ahead for meetings?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking that if, we have these dates for the finance reports and people, want these dates because they want to see them or whatever, and then it's really dependent on us to look at them. So even though these were due on the 7th, we're not looking at them till the 16th. They won't get posted till the 17th. So that's 10 days for these. And then now we've got to collect these other ones or, get Bramson and Taves, which are there, but they're here. So we're going to look at them. We might get them tomorrow, but then we have to accept them.
Can I make a recommendation or maybe more of an offer that we meet on next Thursday again and we just keep meeting weekly through the next election? I guess that would be, we're meeting to the 23rd and the 30th.
Well, the fourth campaign fund report's not going to be due till the 28th. If these go out for amended reports,
Still 15 days.
you still have 15 days. So we're not going to have anything to really much to review next week.
I'm
Except
hopeful that we'll have the Branson and the Tays, and I imagine there may be some others that, I mean, there was plenty that didn't submit at all, and then.
Well, one thing I was going to bring up, I know that Liam, you've asked to talk about the ranked choice voting, which I understand, even though it hasn't gone to Rules Committee, it's tentatively on the agenda for the 27th. Is that correct, Regina?
That draft agenda won't be sent to the aldermen until tomorrow. So they've been working on it. I'm not sure what is actually on it as of today because they put some things on and took some things off. I'm not.
That would be helpful to know. I'm curious because code says that Rules Committee shall review all proposals for changes to elections.
Right.
So I feel that if
there are no more Rules Committee meetings.
Right, there's no more Rules Committee. So if it's on the agenda and it holds to be on the agenda, I think we need to at least do some sort of response. If it's not on the agenda, again, I don't know. Last time talked with Alderman Savage, he was going to talk with Alderman Huntley and consider dropping it, and then taking it up in the new session.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there.
Is the next meeting that we're discussing next Monday, the 20th? That would be.
City Council meets on the 27th.
On the 27th, yeah.
On the 27th. Okay, so if something were to change, I mean, I based on what I've heard, I don't think this is gonna move forward because of the lack of having the Rules Committee meeting. So I can confirm that in the next day.
Well, if Regina can check with what's changed, if it's on the agenda or not. But I think we need to know. We need to know in order to make a decision about what to do next.
I would propose that we put a meeting for next Thursday on the calendar regardless and do campaign reports, and just because I tend to agree with Debbie that even if we just go do like two, even if it's just the two that we think we have but are missing, that gives those candidates, I just think that we've got to be able to, we're asking for them to do things on time, and I want to be as on time and prompt with things as we can as well. And I think it helps us keep things.
Okay, so you want to make a meeting for the 23rd?
If the two of you are okay with that as well, I would like.
I mean,
to
I'm okay with it. I mean, I'd like to think if we can't jumpstart and get some of these other ones in here that only need summary sheets and just send out maybe very directed emails to them saying, do this, rather than give them put it on the full analysis, but also just say, get this in so we can close it up. So,
Yes.
so the 23rd at 7 o'clock.
That's okay with everyone else.
Yeah.
Regina, can we talk about finding out if that's available with the city TV? But you're muted.
Mhm.
I said, sure.
Okay.
I imagine that it will be a shorter meeting. Maybe we can get it done in 30 minutes. That's not.
Is it possible for you guys to meet before 7 p.m.?
It is.
Yeah, because I mean that would be more convenient for us. I mean, we have one more city council meeting left. We're very busy, and then we have to leave. And I don't live in Annapolis, so I have to sit in traffic and race home
So
to get here to get on to this
What
meeting.
time would you like to see it, Regina?
I mean, anytime like 5 would be probably better. If you guys can accommodate 5 o'clock, we would appreciate it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right,
Okay.
5 o'clock.
So 5 o'clock next Thursday. Okay, we will make that happen, and thank you for your consideration of this
Right, if we
request.
can check, because HPC has a meeting that night at 7.
But it's ours is virtual, right?
Mhm.
Not in,
It'll be virtual.
yes.
All right,
Awesome.
I'll get this put together so we can get it out, and then maybe some of the ones that are simpler, like summary sheets, see if we can't get them to fix them and just get them in.
Tom was quite prompt last time I talked to him about things. He was ready to make the changes and get it in. So I'm hoping that I can convince him to get all three of his.
Right.
one more
And maybe
time.
if if you have the time to see if you can, I found what I did with Alderman Payon and some others is just in person, pull all the sheets out and just go
Yep.
through them all.
And I have one more request. So at your next meeting, you're only going to be reviewing the campaign fund reports.
Well,
And the reason why I'm asking is because we can get a meeting set up faster if we knew what was going to be on the agenda. Because
Well-
people are running around, it's end of term, and we need to literally catch them to get our agendas posted.
I think when you can let us know or let me know if ranked choice voting is on the city council agenda or not.
Okay.
I'm feeling that if it's on the agenda, even though it hasn't gone to rules and technically according to code, it should go to rules, but I understand that they can suspend the rules.
Mhm.
Then I feel that we at least have to comment, and I think our comments really need to be directed towards the legislation that's being presented.
You know, and when legislation is referred to a committee, it has 90 days. And after that 90-day period, it's dispensed from that committee and goes straight to city council. So if the 90-day deadline is passed, then that's maybe the reason why it's just put on the city council agenda.
Well, I think that is the reason, yeah.
Yeah. So so
Gotcha.
yeah.
But is it 90, if it hasn't been gone to committee in 90 days or it hasn't gone?
90 days from the date of referral.
So it was referred in July, wasn't it? Or was it September?
Yeah, but August is a recess.
Right,
It's
but
still 90 days.
I know, so I'm asking, when did the 90 start, in July or September?
I don't
Would
know
have been
that.
the end of July. It was the end of July. It was the last meeting before the August recess.
Yeah, I think he's correct.
So if it was referred in July, the 90 days so it's already dead.
It's referred back to city council for action
Oh,
without.
so it doesn't die before it goes.
No.
Well, then it's not dead if it's up for action.
Well, it's for city council action. It's dispensed from your committee if you didn't act on it within 90
Okay, well, if
days.
you can find out for us, that will be fine, and then I can work an agenda.
I will
out.
do that. I think there's an email that I saw earlier today before I left work. And if I can find the draft agenda, I will definitely share it with you.
Okay, great. All right. All right. Anything else? Any other questions? Yeah, all right. So we also on the 28th have our logic and accuracy. So,
Yeah, let me put that on mine. So, just so I get my terminology right, the logic and accuracy is
It's
that is
LNA
not
is
one
the LNA
required.
is an acronym for that. That's where we went to the county and they showed you what they did with how they set up the machines and put the locks and the codes on and the
Okay.
stickers and all that
We
stuff.
are required to do that.
Mhm.
I think I put this in my calendar already. And you said what day is it? The 20.
The 28th, 10 o'clock.
and that's 10 o'clock, yeah.
Yes, I already have that one. I do have that one in my calendar already. All right.
And
we're
you
good.
have the November 6th and November the 12th as the canvas dates.
Yes. All right. Anything else, Eileen?
I don't
Sorry,
think so. Do you have anything else, Teresa, Regina?
No.
All right, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
I move that Bose adjourns at, oh, I don't have my watch on, 8:57.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, everybody.